start with the presentation of our library. So I start presenting myself. My name is Mateo Murcia. I am a developer of ITR machines, and this is the presentation of our Python library, Ocean AI Py. So first, let's start um, um, with the description of the library. So our library is an integration between the Ocean Marketplace and artificial intelligence tools like TensorFlow. So this allows you to create artificial intelligence models and also buy Ocean Marketplace datasets and consume Ocean tokens for you to have an easy way to use that datasets to create artificial intelligence models. In this case, we have prerequisites. It's all in Python. We recommend the version 3.9 since the 3.10 sometimes create building problems. And the installation have three easy steps. Just paste that these three pipe. Sorry about that. These three pipe commands in your CDM, see, and it will install the library. We have some in this case for this example and this exercise, we are going to make a multi-layer perceptron. This is one of the more used and simple artificial intelligence models. It consists in three important layers. It can have more. Uh, so the input layer that is where it starts, the output layer that it shows the results, and the hidden layers that can be as many as you want and as big as you want, that are the ones that make the artificial intelligence work. So let's start by defining some arguments that we need to define. So we need to define how many inputs, how many outputs, and how many hidden layers, and also the size of these hidden layers. We have, for compiling our model, we have uh, to use these three arcs that are the optimizer, the loss, and the metrics. All these three are of TensorFlow, and I will going to explain them a little bit more in further in the presentation. And the fit arcs, the two more important things we have to set is the epochs and the batch size. So let's start. I have this example prepared for the presentation where we have these inputs and these outputs. Um, 1 second. The idea is that we set up the arcs. So in my case, I will do this arc. We're going to have four inputs, two outputs, and two hidden layers, each one of a size 20. As said previously, we need to set up the compile arc, the compilation arc. So here we have, I'm going to use the optimizer of Adamax, the loss, the mean square error, and the metrics, the mean square error too. So these are things of TensorFlow that you can learn in the documents, but I have the documents here. For example, the optimizer, you can use any of these cases. In this case, I'm doing Adamax. The metrics, well, sorry, the losses first. You have a variety of classes you can use. So we didn't want to limit the power of TensorFlow. So we are you can use whatever this file. Also in terms of flow for users. I think someone is not in me. So sorry about that. Let's continue with the presentation. So in this part, we already have the compile arcs, and as I said previously, we need to set up the fit and the number of iterations we want to use. So let's start with the sample model that we are going to create with Python. In this case, you have to define first. You have to define the layers. So the layers, as I said, is one of input, the hidden ones, and the output one. So here we have the input one. We use this class of TensorFlow that is layers dense. We define the units. In this case, will be the inputs arcs that we put here. And the first one that is the input, it have to have an input shape. The rest of them are just the two hidden layers and the output. They're easily set in this array of layers. After this, we are going to set the space. The space is going to help us define the best model that fit with this that fit with our model. So in this case, we are going to use the class that we create in the library called sequential space. The sequential space class is going to receive the layers. And after this, we are going to create a parser. This is going to help us. A brief explanation of the parser is that it only allows you to use inputs and outputs that are in this parser allow us to these outputs and inputs that we have here in other using other ways of data and convert them into tensors that TensorFlow can use. So in this case, I have two outputs. That is the result of the outputs. And for this, we are going to define the training. The training, we are going to use multi-level sequential training. This multi-layer sequential training is going to receive a goal that is a training goal. So in this case, we are going to define it. So for this definition, we have this model goal. This model goal is going to help us define how we are going to evaluate the how the results of our model. So in this case, we just define this function that is of the class of the library training go. So in this case, we just put go, and model go is going to get inputs and output. So we get go. Wait, sorry. We set the parser, the compiler, the fit arc, and the number of iterations we want training to happen. after we define training, we are going to run the model in the space we previously set. So model is going to be equal training, then apply, and this will receive the space. When we have this a model defined, we can sorry, the mouse gets stuck. We can test it this way and just run the sample class in here. Sorry, this could take a moment. So the TensorFlow is starting. But so this is the way we can make the, um, the multi-layer perceptron. The idea is that with the models, we made in the library, we can make a class specific for each type of model. And this model will help us make easier the making of AI. So the idea with the Discord server is that you can, through the Discord server, comment us what models are the ones that you use the most, and we can create these classes for your for more practicity in the library. So one moment while this is finishing. The first time algebra should take a while. Okay, while this is running, I will show you the idea of the perceptron class. So we have also these other these classes that are multi-layer perceptron arcs and multi-layer perceptron training. So the idea is that you don't have to define the layers. You don't have to define the space, the parser, all this stuff. You just have to set up the arcs and apply uh, directly to the model. So you can quick skip steps. I will try to stop this thing because it's taking a long. let's give the computer some time to finish the AI. Okay, this time it's working faster. And as you can see, in our outputs, we have 0.35, and it's really similar to the model prediction that we made. So also we have to test the other one, no? the the shorter example. Our shorter example happened really similar too. It has 0.35, and our prediction is really similar to the numbers of the outputs. So we can say the training of the model is successful. So this is a part of AI. So if you have any questions, you can ask him now. Okay, if we don't have any question, I will continue with the part of ocean. So the part of ocean will be the idea is that you can buy data sets and use them after this to apply them to your model. So in this case, uh, for using our library, you have to set up the library, and second of the network you are going to use. In this case, we are going to use network of rank Rinkby. After using a network, you start the ocean like using the private keys of your account and the account you will buy from. In this case, I will set an NFT token. You can set NFT tokens like this with the class publish NFT token, and with that NFT token, you can also create data tokens this way using the function create data token. Uh, if you already have the data token, you also can search the token with address using something similar to this command like data token. But in this example, I will going to create it. So I will comment this line of code. It's just for the example. And once you have the data token, you can use create the exchange ID. This exchange ID will you have to put the and also the amount that you are going to buy and the fixed rate. Once you have this, uh, you can buy you can buy directly using the function buy. This buy function is going to ask for the data token, for the exchange ID, for the amount, and for the max amount you want to set. Once you have all this set up, you can test it yourself like this. In this case, this test will show a mistake at the end because I don't have enough tokens in my test account. But the idea is that when you finish testing, you get your your data token in here, and you can use the result of that data token in your AI model. We know that this could be for the dataset, you could have a CVS or a Drive archive or a JSON. So we know that there are different ways this information can you can have this information. So the idea is that through Discord you can share us like the formats that you are most more used, and we can create classes to make easier the transformation of the data to the model entries that you can use. So if you, the more you participate in our Discord server, the better we can create um, our library. So one moment while this is finishing. So here we already created our NFT token. We already created data token. This is the address you can use to search it afterwards with the get data token. These are the two parts that most time require the exchange ID and the buy part. We need to be a little patient with the example. While this is finished, I don't know if you have any questions you want to ask. Uh, we have the time. Okay, we have the exchange ID. Regarding the waiting time, these examples can take a little long than expected, but this is the final part of the presentation. The idea is that you can see how these examples work. You can, okay, here is the transfer amount exceed the balance, so I don't have enough tokens. But the idea is that you can use this example for you to create your own AI models. In this case, was multi-layer perceptron that we used. If you have any question, we can give 5 minutes to questions. If you don't have any question, we can finish the presentation. Okay, if you don't have any question, this was our presentation. Thanks for your participation, and I hope to to see you in another presentation of ITR machines.